Hello, 6th grade. I hope all is well. Today we are going to be working on a general review, and this covers page 273 and 274 in your book. So this is just kind of a combination of all the things we've been working on. So 1A, we have 12 hours 15 minutes, plus 6 hours 45 minutes, plus 8 hours 12 minutes. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 2, 6, 7, so 72 minutes. 12 plus 8 is 20, plus 6 is 26 hours. We know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, so we're going to have 12 minutes left over, and we're going to add 1 hour, and that's going to come to 27 hours and 12 minutes. On B, we have 23 pounds 15 ounces plus 18 pounds 9 ounces. So add your ounces. 15 plus 9 is 24 ounces. 3 plus 8 is 11. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 41 pounds, 24 ounces, except I know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So 24 minus 16, excuse me. We know that we would add 1 pound over here, and we'd have 8 left over. So it would come out to 42 pounds and 8 ounces. On C, we have 15 gallons, 2 quarts times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 quarts. 2 times 15 is 30 gallons. There are 4 quarts and 1 gallon. So I'm going to add a gallon. We would have no quarts left over, and it would be 31 gallons. Skip ahead to F. We have 7 pints, 1 cup equals blank cups. Well, I know that 1 cup equals, 2 cups equals 1 pint. So 7 times 2 equals 14, plus the one I already have equals 15 cups. H, we have 41 hectograms and 4 decagrams times 5. So 5 times 4, 20 decagrams. 5 times 41. Come over here. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 hectograms. Well, I should know, if I know my metric prefixes, that 20 decagrams is the same as 2 hectograms. I just move that decimal point over. So plus 2 hectograms. No decagrams left over. That'd be 207 hectograms. Okay, we have 37 meters, 6 decimeters, minus 10 meters, 9 decimeters. I have to borrow a meter, make that 36. 1 meter is the same as 10 decimeters. We just move that decimal point over 1 when we're talking metric prefixes. So it's going to become 16. 16 minus 9 is 7 decimeters. 36 minus 10 is 26 meters. So your total will be 26 meters, 7 decimeters. M, 4/7 squared. We just square both of the parts. 4 times 4 is 16. 7 times 7 is 49. There is no number that goes into both of those besides 1, so it is simplified. 16 over 49. N, we have 5 7/8 plus 3 3/4 plus 2 1/2. We have to make those all the same denominator. We're going to go with the biggest one because all of those will go into the biggest one. So the 7/8 will stay the same. So we're just going to scoot it over. 3/4, I can just double both of those, and that will become 6/8. 1/2, well, I can multiply both of those by 4. It will become 4/8. And then the whole numbers, of course, stay the same because we're adding. Okay, so 7 plus 6 is 13, plus 4 is 17, so 17/8. 5 plus 3 is 8, 9, 10. Well, I know that 17 is larger than 8, so I see how many times 8 goes into 17. I know that it would go in there 2 times because 2 times 8 is 16. So I'm going to add 2, and I have 1/8 left over, 17 minus 16. So it'd be 12 and 1/8. O, we have 27 3/5 minus 6 3/4. We need these to be the same denominator as well. So the lowest common multiple of 5 and 4 would be 20. So I would times my 5 by 4 to get 20. So I times that 3 by 4, which would be 12. On this bottom one, I've got to times my 4 by 5 to get 20. So that 3 times 5 will be 15. So now it'd be 27 and 12/20 minus 6 and 15/20. So I'd have to borrow, make this a 6. I'm adding 20 to this 12 because I borrowed a whole 1. So 20 plus 12 is 32. 32 minus 15 would be 17/20. 26 minus 6 is 20. You cannot simplify 17/20, so your answer is 20 and 17/20. And then Q, we have 1 1/2 divided by 3 1/4. First, we need to make these into improper fractions. So 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So 3/2 divided by 3. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 13/4. Remember, when we're multiplying when we're dividing fractions, we can just flip it and multiply. So 3/2 times 4/13. We can simplify that. 2 goes into both of those, goes in there once, goes in there twice. So 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 13 is 13. You cannot simplify 6/13. That is your answer. Okay, then on number 2, we have some word problems. I went ahead and wrote them out how they would be. The first one is talking about triplets, how much they would all weigh. So 3 pounds 9 ounces times 3. 3 times 9 is 27 ounces. 3 times 3 is 9 pounds. We know there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So if I subtracted 16 from this, I would have 11 ounces left over. And my total weight would be 10 pounds and 11 ounces. And that's pretty standard because triplets are usually born pretty small. Okay, B, they want to know how much longer one sibling practices playing piano than the other. 4 hours, 15 minutes minus 3 hours, 40 minutes. I'm going to have to borrow from over here, make this a 3. I'm adding an hour to this, so that's 60 minutes. So that's going to become 75 minutes minus 40 minutes. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 4 is 3. We already know that's 0, so it is 35 minutes. C, we have 100 degrees Fahrenheit is how many degrees Celsius? Our formula is C equals 5/9 times the quantity 100 minus 32. So the first thing I need to do is 100 minus 32. Make that a 0, make that a 10, make that a 9, make that a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 3 is 6. So 5/9 times 68/1. Well, I know that the closest I could get to 68 would be 63, so 9 does not go into 68 evenly. So we're just going to multiply and reduce when we multiply. So 5 times 68. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 4 is 34. So that's going to be 340 over 9. We know that that is definitely a large improper fraction, so we're going to see how many times 9 will go into it. So 340 divided by 9. 9 goes into 34 3 times. That would be 27. Subtract. 14 minus 7 is 7. Bring down my 0. 9 goes into 70 7 times. That would be 63. Subtract. You have 7 left over. So that's your whole number for this mixed number is going to be quotient up here. So that's going to be 37. Your numerator is going to be your remainder, so 7. Your denominator is going to be what you divided by, which is 9. So your total is going to be 37 and 7/9. You cannot reduce that, so you're good. D, 15% of $45. Well, that's just 45 times 0.15. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, 0. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 4 is 4, 5. 2 plus 5 is 7, 2 plus 4 is 6, 1, 2, 1, 2. 15% of $45, $6.75. Okay. On 3, we have 3b is a proportion. We want to cross multiply in proportions. So 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times y is 4y. So 33 equals 4y. Then we divide both of those sides by 4 to get rid of the 4. Divide by 4, divide by 4. So y equals 33 divided by 4. Well, 33 divided by 4. 4 goes into 33 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract 1. My whole number is going to be 8. My numerator is going to be my remainder, which is 1. My denominator is going to be my same denominator I've had, which is 4. So it's going to be y equals 8 1/4. On C, we just have a simple expression. Y over 5 equals 2 to the third power. So 2 to the third power. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So y over 5 equals 8. To get rid of that 5, we multiply both sides by 5. So y equals 8 times 5, which is 40. Okay, on 4a, we have some perimeter and area. The first one was a triangle. So my perimeter formula is a plus b plus c. You're just adding up the sides. So it's 8 plus 6 plus 10. Well, 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. And this was feet. So 24 feet. And before I forget, this one was meters. Okay, so for area, we just do 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2 times 6, sorry, I'm going to circle that. 1/2 times 6 is 3, so 3 times 8. 3 times 8 equals 24. This was feet again. And this was area, so it is feet squared. Okay. On C, it was a square. And area and perimeter of a square are these formulas. For perimeter, it's 4 times side, and the side was 5.5 meters. So 5.5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2. Move your decimal over 1. So it's going to be 22 meters for your perimeter. For your area, it's side times side. So area is going to equal 5.5 times 5.5. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5 is 25. 26, 27. Bring down my 0. And then it's going to be the same thing. So 5, 7, 2. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. My area is going to equal 30.25 meters, and since this is area, it's going to be meters squared. Okay. On 6, it is percents, so 6A, 47 is what percent of 50? Just make a proportion, a fraction. 47 over 50. To make that into a percent, we could divide, but 50 is half of 100, so if I times both of these by 2, then I would get a percentage, or close to a percentage rather. So 50 times 2 is 100. 47 times 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 94 over 100, which any fraction over 100, that is the percent. So 94%. Okay, 7A, we have 2 3/4% of 87. So 2 3/4 would be 2.75, but then we got to move our decimal point, 1, 2, so 0.0275 times 87. Okay, so then 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 7 is 49, 50, 51, 52. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 is 60. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 6 is 22. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Okay, now we add it up. 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 plus 0 is 2, 9 plus 0 is 9, 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus nothing is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. So 2 3/4% of 87 is 2.3925. I hope this review made sense, 6th grade. If it didn't, please reach out to me on Jupiter or on Zoom. Stay safe. See you soon.